Breaking AI news. What you need to know. AI is popping up everywhere in today's world. From music and media to business and dating. It's a lot to keep up with. So keep reading to get a scoop on the latest happenings, essential terms, and key players in this fast-moving field. First, let's get on the same page. What exactly is AI? Artificial intelligence, also known as machine learning, is a type of software system that relies on neural networks. This technique has been around for decades, but it's recently exploded in popularity thanks to supercharged computer power. AI makes cool things happen, like recognizing voices and images or creating fake pictures and speech. And researchers are hustling to make AI even more versatile. Soon it might browse the web, book your concert tickets, or even whip up a gourmet recipe. But hey, if you're fretting about AI turning into a Matrix-style machine uprising, relax. We'll get to that later. Our AI guide has 3 main sections, and you can read them in any order. The basics, understanding the core concepts, old and new. The big shots, who's who in the AI game and why they matter. What's hot, a curated list of recent headlines and updates you should know about. By the end of this video, you'll be as clued in as anyone can hope to be in today's AI-driven world. And don't worry if it all feels like uncharted territory. AI is still pretty new for most of us. Now, let's clear something up. Artificial intelligence might sound fancy, but it's a bit misleading. There's no one-size-fits-all definition of intelligence. But what AI systems do is more like being a super smart calculator than having a brain. It's like imitation intelligence. Kind of like artificial coconut. Looks like the real thing, but it's not quite. So, with that in mind, here are the key terms you'll come across when talking about AI. Our brains are largely made of interconnected cells called neurons, which mesh together to form complex networks that perform tasks and store information. Recreating this amazing system in software has been attempted since the 60s, but the processing power required wasn't widely available until 15 to 20 years ago, when GPUs let digitally defined neural networks flourish. At their heart, they are just lots of dots and lines. The dots are data and the lines are statistical relationships between those values. As in the brain, this can create a versatile system that quickly takes an input, passes it through the network, and produces an output. The system is called a model. The model is the actual collection of code that accepts inputs and returns outputs. The similarity in terminology to a statistical model or a modeling system that stimulates a complex natural process is not accidental. In AI, the model can refer to a complete system like ChatGPT, or pretty much any AI or machine learning construct, whatever it does or produces. Models comes in various sizes, meaning both how much storage space can take up and how much computational power they take to run. These depend on how the model is trained. To create an AI model, the neural networks making up the base of the system are exposed to a bunch of information in what's called a dataset or corpus. In doing so, these giant networks create a statistical representation of that data. This training process is the most computation-intensive part, meaning it takes weeks or months. You kind of go as long as you want on huge banks of high-powered computers. The reason for this is that not only are the networks complex, but datasets can be extremely large. Billions of words or images that must be analyzed and given representation in the giant statistical model. On the other hand, once the model is done cooking, it can be much smaller and less demanding when it's being used, a process called inference. When the model is actively doing its job, we call this inference. And it's pretty much like the traditional meaning of the word, concluding by analyzing the available evidence. Of course, it's not exactly human-style reasoning, but rather statistically connecting the dots within the data it has learned from. In essence, it's predicting the next dot. For example, if you ask it to complete the following sequence, red, orange, yellow, it would recognize these words as the beginning of a list it's been trained on, the colors of the rainbow, and then it would infer the next item to complete the list. Inference is usually much less computationally demanding then the training phase. Think of it like flipping through a card catalog instead of building it from scratch. Large models still require supercomputers and GPUs to run, but smaller ones can operate on a smartphone or even simpler devices. Generative AI is a hot topic, and it's simply an AI model that creates original content such as images or text. Some AI summarize information, others recognize it, and some identify patterns, among other tasks. But what sets generative AI apart is its ability to produce something entirely new, though whether it truly creates is up for debate. Just remember, just because an AI generates something doesn't necessarily mean it's correct or reflects reality accurately. It simply means that it didn't exist before you asked for it, much like a story or a painting. Today's top AI terms: large language model. Large language models, or LLMs, are the most influential and versatile form of AI currently available. They are trained on extensive text data from the web and English literature. These models, including ChatGPT, Claude, and Llama, are capable of engaging in natural language conversations, answering questions, and mimicking various writing styles. However, it's crucial to remember that LLMs operate as pattern recognition engines. When they provide answers, they attempt to complete recognized patterns, which may not always reflect reality accurately. LLMs can occasionally produce responses that are imaginative and related to facts. Foundation model. Building massive AI models like GPT-4 is a big deal, needing supercomputers and tons of data. These models start as foundation model, but can slim down for practical use by tweaking the number of parameters they use, which are basically the dots they connect to make sense of things. Parameters can range from millions to trillions. Then comes fine-tuning, where they get specialized training, like learning to handle job applications. There's a fancy type of fine-tuning called reinforcement learning from human feedback that makes them better at chatting with us. Now, when it comes to making pictures, there's this cool technique called diffusion. It's like teaching AI to bring a blurry mess back to life by adding the right details. AI learns to turn noise into art, kind of like magic. But here's the twist. Sometimes AI can get a bit carried away and make stuff up. This is called hallucination. It's awesome for creativity, but can mess up facts. So while we dream about super smart AI that learns and thinks like us, we call it AGI. We also worry about going wild, but don't worry too much. We're still a long way from that sci-fi stuff. Influential AI companies. OpenAI, originally a research organization, has shifted to a for-profit model, offering advanced language models like ChatGPT via APIs and apps. It's led by tech billionaire Sam Altman, who's expressed AI risk concerns. Microsoft is actively involved in AI research, with a long-term partnership with OpenAI and using AI in Bing. Google, known for ambitious projects, is diving deep into AI, especially in search and productivity, led by CEO Sundar Pichai. Anthropic, founded by ex-OpenAI members Dario and Daniela Amodei, focuses on open and ethical AI research, creating models like Claude. Stability AI shares open-source AI models, including image creation, raising ethical concerns. Elon Musk, while not an AI expert, voices concerns about unchecked AI and aims to start his AI research group, drawing significant attention. Latest AI news. Here's a quick roundup of what's happening in the world of AI. Google Assistant is getting smarter with generative AI, while Stability AI is upping up its image generation game. AI leaders are warning about the need for balanced AI regulation, and OpenAI retires its AI classifier tool. Major AI companies are pledging to prioritize safety. Apple is working on its AI chatbot. Anthropic released Claude 2, and OpenAI made GPT-4 available. European tech leaders are cautious about overregulation, and Infection AI secured a massive funding round. The US is considering a ban on AI chip exports. ChatGPT integrates with Bing, and the Grammy Awards set criteria for AI-assisted music. DeepMind's Gemini is challenging ChatGPT. Salesforce is investing big in ethical AI startups. Nvidia hits $1 trillion valuation, and Sam Altman advocates for balanced AI policies. Anthropic secures funding. TikTok tests conversational AI. Microsoft integrates ChatGPT into Windows 11. And Google keeps pushing AI across its services. These updates showcase the evolving and diverse world of artificial intelligence. That's a wrap on the latest AI happenings. Stay tuned for more exciting updates in the world of artificial intelligence. If you've got more questions or need to catch up on anything, just give me a shout. Until next time, keep exploring the future with AI.